You're listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. Hi, I'm Francine.
And I'm Carrie.
We're two best friends who can't stop talking, usually about Disney stuff.
Sometimes we have fascinating guests, and sometimes it's just us. But it's always positive and fun.
We're happy to have you join our chat. Thanks for listening, and let's get started. Well, hello, everyone. I am not saying hello, Carrie, because I have a different co-host today. Hey, Stan.
Co-host? All right.
Yes.
Sorry, Carrie.
Yeah, you can say that, but she doesn't even listen to the podcast.
The tribe has spoken, as they would say.
Absolutely. So Carrie and I had talked. You have a huge trip coming up, Stan, and we had been talking. We were like, we'll have to have Stan on after he goes on his trip. And then we were like, we should really have him on before he goes on his trip to hear about how he's planning it. And then we can hear like the before and after. And then we didn't get around to scheduling it. And then Carrie went away on a trip. And we were like, when are we going to get to talk to Stan? So you graciously accepted to just join me and talk about your trip. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm happy to be here.
We love having you. We love having you on the show. And for those that are listening, Stan, you can find him on the solo show, the Grand Circle Tour podcast. You're all the socials, same thing. Socials are the solo show, Grand Circle Tour. Why can't I say that? Does that ever tongue tie you?
It is a bit of a, I mean, I haven't seen it long enough. A lot of it is GCT podcast, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's easier.
So honestly, I only do Facebook. I'm old.
Me too.
It's getting frustrating. All I get is ads and sponsors and different things that I don't, this might be interest of you, you want to follow this group. I don't get my friends' posts anymore.
It's hard. You know what? I've heard that a lot from a lot of people saying that they're seeing so many ads and different things. And we're just like, and I've noticed my reach absolutely decline over the last probably 6-8 months, that people just aren't seeing it.
Yeah. Like I'll post like a cool, picture or something and it'll get like 4 or 5 likes, whereas it used to be like 40, 50, 60,
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
People need to go in and put us on their favorites. That's what you need to do. If you want to see different pages and people, you have to tag them as your favorites so that they come up more. I guess so.
Yes. I do get the Pixie Dust fan ones all the time, so that's good.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
4 days later, but I do get them.
I find the timing is so off too.
Yeah.
Like I'm seeing posts that are like 6 days later and I'm thinking they're not even there anymore. On their trips or things like that. So similar. But you have a huge trip coming up, Stan. And we've kind of talked off and on a little bit about it. So why don't you tell everybody where you're going, when you're going, and we can start talking about your plans.
Okay, so first I'll go into a little bit of the history of how this trip happened. So I'm a big Star Wars fan. I've been to Star Wars Celebration is kind of like D23 Expo for Disney fans. Star Wars Celebration is like for Star Wars fans.
Yes.
So it's the difference is D23 Expo generally is always in Anaheim at the same convention center every 2 years. Whereas Star Wars Celebration tends to move around a lot. It was in Denver. It's been in Florida a couple of times. It's been in California a couple of times. It was in Chicago. Well, 2 years ago, it was in London. Oh, it's been in Tokyo. It's been in London before. So it was in London 2 years ago. So my friends and I, who've been to the last several of them, we decided, well, I guess we got to go to London. So
I guess.
Yeah. And if we're going to London, we might as well go to Paris Disney. So we decided to do that as well. So I kind of went on my own and they went on their own, but then we met in London for Star Wars Celebration. So I did Paris and then we went to Star Wars Celebration. And traditionally what they do on the final day, on the closing ceremonies of Star Wars Celebration, they announce when and where the next one is. Everyone thought it was going to come back to the U.S. after being in London, because if not, that's like 4 years before it comes back to the U.S. if it doesn't come back, in 2 years. So we're in London, we're sitting at the closing ceremonies, and I said, where do you think the next one's going to be? And they're all like, oh, it's got to be either California or Florida. Like they're going to want it close to a Disney park. And I said, well, what if it's in Tokyo? And they're like, well, I can't picture going to Tokyo, but if it does, I guess we're going to Tokyo. I mean, if we can go to London, there's no reason why we can't go to Tokyo. So they made the announcement, and yeah, it's going to be in April over Easter weekend in Tokyo. So we're like, we're going to Tokyo. We walked out of that convention center. We did a recording of us like, we're going to Tokyo in 2025. We did like a little reel.
That's awesome.
So
And
yeah, so
is it put on by Disney? Is it put on by like who are the organizers of these?
well, Reed Pop is the organizers. I think Lucasfilm has a big chunk, like a big part of it.
Right.
Or they hired Reed Pop to kind of do it. Reed Pop does a lot of the major comic conventions like all over the world. And every year, it's like you swear it's their first one they ever did. It always takes like, well, I guess D23 is like that too. Like the first day is complete. Nobody knows what to expect. No one knows where to go. No one knows what's happening. And by the second or third day, you kind of, oh yeah, we have the old hat, how to get in, where to hold your wristband, who to, security, everything. It gets easier each day. But I got to tell you, like they did it in Chicago that first day. They had, I don't know how many people go. Let me just put a random number. 50,000 people go. They had one door, like a single door for people to go through. So the lineup went right around the entire building, over the bridge on the freeway and into the park that was across the freeway.
Wow.
Yeah, I had friends that they had autograph signings that they paid a lot of money for that they at 1 PM and they weren't even in the building yet, and they got there like 9 AM.
Oh my gosh. Paying all
nut.
that money to go to one of those things and then you're standing in a line because it's a single door?
Yeah. So they fixed it by day 2, and but you swear every time like London was a complete mess. Like it was so disorganized. It was really bad. The rest of Chicago went great. After I think Chicago was probably our favorite Star Wars celebration because after they got that first day problems fixed where they opened up more entrances and had more security and more, and after you got through the one door, the line split into 4 or 5 or 6, and there was several different security stations. But it was just that it was ridiculous.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. So they fixed Chicago. Chicago was phenomenal. London, the whole thing was a mess. The whole weekend, it was way too crowded for the amount of space you had.
Oh, okay. So the space wasn't big enough to hold everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
And they I don't know if they had like 2 major panels ending at the same time that were right above each other on the same side of the convention center. So they emptied at the same time into this one hallway that was like we were sardines. Like,
that would give me such anxiety.
Yeah. So hopefully Tokyo is going to be better. They say that Tokyo is the Japanese are very efficient. They're very organized.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you see those videos of them crowding into that subway.
I know.
Personal space isn't the problem. So celebration is in Tokyo. So that's one of the stops we're going to be doing. So we're going to be going to, I'm going to be going on my own first. My friends aren't interested in going to Hong Kong, but I wanted to go to Hong Kong for a couple of days to kind of see Hong Kong and Hong Kong, Tokyo. And then, Hong Kong Disney. And then I'll be flying to Tokyo, meeting up with my friends for Star Wars Celebration. And then afterwards, Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea for a few days.
Wow.
So
that's amazing.
3 major events. And then we decided we're going to toss in another major event and try to catch a baseball game while we're in Tokyo.
Why not? You may as well. Like if you're already there.
Well, that's just it. And they say that Japanese baseball is something you have to experience live. So,
is it very different?
I think what makes it different is the crowds.
Oh,
like the crowds really get into it, and they sing and they chant and they have routines that they do. And when each hitter comes up, it's a different song that they sing. And yeah, I remember watching. I think it was on 60 Minutes back when I was a teenager. How Tokyo or Japanese baseball is something completely different than what North America is used to.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about that.
Yeah, so we haven't gotten our tickets yet for that. We're still trying to organize I believe there's like 8 or 9 of us all together going.
Wow.
So we have to find out who's going to, and we all have different itineraries. Really, the only itinerary that's exactly the same is Star Wars Celebration.
Right.
That's the
So
reason for
everybody's
going.
coming in different and
Different
different
days,
times,
going to
but you're
different places.
all
We're all
meeting
staying in
up
the
for
same
this.
hotel for
Okay.
celebration, and then afterwards. Anyway, we can go through the
Yeah,
itinerary.
yeah, yeah. See,
Yeah,
we jump all over.
yeah. So let's start from the beginning here. So that's kind of it in a nutshell is of where we're going. And then here's the itinerary. So I leave Friday, April 11th. I'm in Winnipeg, Manitoba,
Okay.
Canada.
Yeah.
So at 4 p.m. and it's a central time zone.
Yeah.
United Airlines, and I have two layovers. The first one in Denver and the second one in San Francisco. They're a couple of hours each layover. So
Oh, wow.
hopefully everything goes well and my luggage goes with me and I make the flights and there isn't weather problems and there isn't
Yeah.
flight delays. I mean, the airlines, oh my gosh, they're not fun nowadays. So I end up leaving San Francisco. I think it's like around 11 p.m. I leave San Francisco.
Okay, so you start at 4 from your, and then by the time you are basically on the last leg, it's 11 p.m.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay.
so so I've been to Denver before. At airport's pretty easy to navigate. I've never been to San Francisco before, but I'm sure I'll figure it out.
I'm sure you'll figure it out. And it
Yeah.
is easier when you're solo, staying
Yes.
solo.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
It is easier because you don't have to stress about where is the other person and like it's just you can just go. You can figure it out and just go. So I do
Yeah.
find that more complicated travel is easier when you're by yourself.
Yeah. And then we
Yeah.
have a thing in Canada called Air Miles, where you get points no matter where you shop or at different sponsors that you shop at. They were amazing in their heyday, but they really gotten slacked lately. It's harder to get points than ever, but I do have a lot of points saved up. So I'm actually using my Air Miles points to get to Hong Kong.
Perfect.
Yeah, with a premium seat. So it's only like two seats, and I
Oh,
think there's only like 20 seats in that section. You got your own bathroom for only those 20 people and
nice.
lots of extra leg room. And yeah, so.
Oh, that's perfect. That's like a must for a very, very long haul flight. So how long is that flight then from
So, so here's the thing. So I leave around 11 p.m. Friday evening. I arrive Sunday morning. I leave,
Sunday? You lose a whole day?
I lose a whole day at 5 a.m.
Oh
I,
my gosh.
yeah,
5 a.m. local time.
yeah, 5 a.m. Hong Kong time.
So how many hours is in the air?
I think it's like 13 or something like that.
Oh my
So
gosh.
because I'm leaving so late and it's already going to be a long day, my plan is to just sleep on the plane.
Yes.
Ideally, in my mind, I'm figuring it out is I'll land and I'll be wide awake because I would have slept for 13 hours,
Yes, exactly. Except when they wake you up to give you food,
which is fine,
which is
because I
fine.
really want to catch the food. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So that's and the other thing too is I do have sleep apnea, so I need a sleep mask
Yeah.
to sleep in a machine. I'm new to this, so I'm
Oh,
hoping that
did you just get your CPAP?
yeah, I watched about a month or two ago.
How do you find it?
I love it. I love it. I feel better now than I ever have in my life.
Yeah.
The last 5 years, this is the best I've ever felt. I'm sleeping through the night more or less. I'm not taking naps in the middle of the afternoon. I'm not dragging my yeah.
Yes. I have it too. I've actually had it for probably I've had a machine for probably 10 years.
Oh
And
wow.
I literally know if I don't have it with me somewhere, my sleep is horrible. Like I feel it the next morning. So I'm glad you got it because it improves the quality of your life so much.
Okay, so now one of the things is you're supposed to use distilled water. Is that easy to find, or do you use tap water, or do you use bottled water when you travel?
When I travel, distilled water in the state, like it's easy to get on cruise ships in the States, like it's so easy to get the distilled water.
Hmm.
But if I can't get it, I usually just use bottled water, and if I can't, then tap water. I mean, for a
Okay.
day or two, like it's not, or a week or two, it's not gonna kill you. I've used
Yeah.
it.
So
Yeah.
that's my plan. Have you ever used it on an airplane?
No, I've never used it on an airplane because quite honestly, I've never been on a flight that would be
Yeah.
long enough that would require me to. So I always actually pack mine in my suitcase.
Oh wow. I
I
heard not to do that.
I know, but I always do because I don't want to have another bag to carry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always pack it in my suitcase.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I've never actually used it on the plane, but they say people who have sleep apnea, we snore a lot.
Hmm.
And that's always my issue when I'm trying to sleep on a plane because sure as heck, I don't have my mask on, which means
You're
I could
waking
wake
everybody else up.
everybody else up.
Well, that's just it. And I'm hoping the person that's going to end up sitting next to me kind of is cool with me wearing the mask. And I
Yeah,
could say, you know what, I can either wear the mask or I could snore and keep you up.
exactly. Now,
That's
did you
kind of it.
pick a window seat or an
Yeah.
aisle seat?
Window seat.
Window.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was originally actually going with a friend from Denver. Unfortunately, he's not able to make it. So he originally had the seat beside me.
Oh,
Yeah. Because that
okay.
was the reason why otherwise I would have went like Winnipeg, Vancouver, Hong Kong.
Right.
But so that's why I'm doing the layover in Denver was to pick him up and then to go to San Francisco to
Ah,
carry on. So, and yeah, United Airlines doesn't fly out of Vancouver or anything like that. There is no other rerouting
right.
I could really do. So I'm just gonna keep the tickets I have and go with it. And
Yeah. Why not?
yeah, I
Oh,
mean, I
that's
got the
great.
seats I want and everything. So yeah, and I got the front bulkhead seat, so I got tons of leg room and
Oh,
yeah,
perfect. Okay, so then that makes the flight so much better.
yeah,
You'll have to tell me how it is with the machine on the plane. I can't
yeah,
wait to hear that. Yeah.
yeah. I'm hoping to get an outlet type of thing and
Yeah.
be able to plug it in. I got to call the airline and ask them a few questions yet. So so
Perfect.
so so that I get there at 5 a.m.
I think that's awesome.
So from my research, I found that the best way to get from the airport to I'm staying at Tokyo Disneyland Hotel at the Explorers Lodge, which is like
Nice.
it's kind of like a cross between Wilderness Lodge and Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Okay.
Yeah, it has those type of feelings. It's like it's very outdoorsy. It looks like a
Rustic
beautiful
kind of.
resort.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to take a taxi. From what I'm reading and whatnot, the difference like a taxi is so cheap compared to taking a bus. Just take a taxi and get
Yeah.
there.
And that way
So
you don't have to worry. You just like you get off the plane because it's you're gonna be tired. Like even though you're gonna sleep for 13 hours, you're gonna be tired. And it's a lot of travel you're doing. So yeah, you
yeah,
jump in the taxi and then you're there.
yeah. So I'm assuming my room's not going to be ready because I
I
think
assume
check-in
not.
is like 3 or something like that. So, uh, it, gosh, I hope I'm awake and I'm
Yeah.
well rested and ready to go because I plan to hit the ground running and kind of explore Hong Kong
Really?
uh,
On the first day?
on the first day. Yeah, well, it's 5 in the morning. Like I might
Yeah.
as well,
I mean,
by
you
the
have
time I
the
get to
whole
the room,
day.
it'll probably be like 7.
Yeah.
You know, and get your
Wow.
luggage and all that. So I'm still kind of torn between I guess the world's largest uh, sitting Buddha is in Hong Kong,
Hmm.
and it's on the top of a mountain. Take like a
Yes.
like a skyliner to get to it, and you could choose between an all glass skyliner or a more enclosed skyliner. And you know me and
Hmm.
height, so I don't know what. So
Mm.
I'm debating whether to do that or if I should just go and explore the city of Hong Kong.
Right.
So I'm kind of leaning more towards exploring the city of Hong Kong and trying the different foods and just like they have like a mode of transportation in Hong Kong is escalators.
Really?
Yeah, like to get to like people take the escalator to get to work, to go up the mountain and stuff like that, like
Oh, that
to go
is
up the
cool.
mountains. So I kind of want to see what that's all about and
Yeah.
it's like it's like a double decker bus that's really narrow called the Ding Ding.
The ding
And
ding?
yeah, and they call it that because that's the sound it makes. Uh, and it's like 5 cents to ride.
Oh,
So yeah, so I gotta go on the Ding Ding and see what's. So I'm kind of I feel more excited about those type of things
yeah.
and doing some shopping and all that in the Hong Kong business area, I guess.
Well, it sounds
Touristy.
like you'll get so much more of a variety and get to explore a lot more than if you spent the day doing the gondola and the
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It sounds exciting.
yeah, yeah. So I'm sure by the evening I'll be pretty tired. So I'm not sure. I'm playing it by ear. I want to get back to the room because the next day I got a very big day. It would be my one and only day going to Hong Kong Disneyland.
Yeah.
So that would be the April 5th, April what you got 13 for the 15th
And
or the
so you've got
14th.
one full day for that.
Yeah, so I got one full day for Hong Kong Disneyland, and of course I want to catch the fireworks and be there for right at gate. I'm right on property, so it's very close. You know, it's
Nice.
like being, like Disneyland on property, I guess, or Paris Disneyland on property.
Yep.
So yeah, so Hong Kong Disneyland is, and honestly, I'm not a big thrill ride person. I don't
Mm-hmm.
do the roller, anything that drops or spins or goes too fast is not for me.
Yeah.
I'm more
Same.
interested, and Hong Kong is very English oriented.
Okay.
Almost everybody there speaks English, so I'm not too worried about languages or anything like that. And so I just kind of want to walk around Hong Kong and see what's there. I watched a few videos, but not too many.
So you want to be a little surprised, take it in for what it is while you're there.
Yeah, and it is a smaller park too, so I'm sure it's doable in a day.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I have heard that. While we're talking about that though, I'm assuming, are you taking an extra bag? Like, are you looking for merch while you're there? Because
So
I was thinking about that. Like this is day one and you're already in a park. And I'll bet there's going to be some cool merch.
yeah, so when I went to Paris and London, I brought one big check-in suitcase, and I ended up buying a large duffel bag
Uh-huh.
in London to kind of bring stuff home, that because I didn't bring a carry-on. I just had everything. But and I brought I feel like I overpacked.
Okay.
Like I enjoy having a different shirt for each day, but I'm kind of thinking maybe I should do a laundry day and bring less clothing,
Okay. Yeah.
type of thing. I like to wear those pants with the zip off legs,
So
so
you
I could
can
wear them
change
as
between pants and
shorts
shorts.
or pants. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So my plan is to pack very light while I'm lugging my CPAP machine. Uh,
Yeah.
so my plan is to pack very light, but I do want to bring stuff home. So I have done this going to Disney World before, where I actually put a checked on suitcase, put everything in the check-in suitcase, and put that inside my big suitcase.
Yes.
So then when I come home, I have a full, like a regular hard size check suitcase and my big, sorry, a regular hard size carry on and my large check
Check
suitcase.
case. Yes.
Yeah. The question is, at what point, because I'm switching hotels several times, at what point do I separate them and lug
And
the
have
two
both.
suitcases? Because it's public
Yes.
transportation pretty much everywhere.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So you're on
And that
subways
could
and
be
all that.
hard to navigate.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
I do have a strap that I could attach the two together, and I can wheel them one, and then the other one kind of follows behind. But again, the stairs and yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
So
see, that's a lot to consider. These are things that you have to think about when you plan a trip like this.
yeah, yeah. So that's the plan right now, but I'm starting to rethink it. Should I just bring a big suitcase and not fill it very full, and maybe
Hmm.
toss a duffel bag in there
Right. Yeah.
so I can bring back a duffel bag as a carry-on?
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah, my flight home is a lot easier than my flight there because I only have one layover.
Okay.
So so anyway, so that's about it. So then the next day, 10:30 in the morning, I leave Hong Kong Disney Resort. So this is April 15th. So there's only have 2 days in Tokyo. One day for Tokyo, one day for Tokyo Disneyland.
Nice.
Please
And
don't be
then you're
raining.
off.
Then I'm off again. Yeah. So 10:30 in the morning, I'm flying to Tokyo. I leave at 10:30 and I land in Tokyo at 4 in the afternoon.
How long is that flight?
Well,
Like,
from
is there,
10:30 to 4.
yeah, because it's the same time zone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh, wow. I don't think
yeah.
I realized the flight would be that long.
Neither did I. I thought it was gonna be like 2 hours,
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a longer flight. I guess when you think of it, it's about as far as like say Florida to Winnipeg or
Yeah.
Toronto or
Yeah. I
or
guess.
Mexico.
I
When
didn't
you
even think about that.
Yeah, I
Okay,
didn't
so
think it was gonna be that long.
that's like a full travel day.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a full travel day. So I'm gonna take the bus from the airport to the hotel. The hotel we got, there's like I said, there's gonna be several of us staying at that same hotel. I'll be the first one getting to the hotel because they're going to Japan earlier, but they're exploring more of Japan before
Okay.
they come to Tokyo. So my plan is just to kind of, if I'm not too exhausted, to just kind of explore around the hotel area, like not go anywhere or no buses or anything. I'll go to 7-Eleven and see what that's all about because you hear about the
Oh,
Japanese 7-Elevens and
I've
you
heard
know,
about that too. Isn't
yeah,
there
yeah.
like an egg? Is it what's the sandwich or something? There's a sandwich that's very popular.
Yeah, it's like wrapped in seaweed or something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah, yes. Yeah, so you gotta get one of those, and I think they have like pasta machines or something like that.
that's
I
so
don't know.
fun.
They got all sorts. No Slurpees. They don't sell Slurpees in the 7-Elevens
They
in Japan.
don't?
No.
You think 7-Eleven, that's what they're known for, is their big Slurpees.
Well, exactly. And I'm coming from the Slurpee capital of the world
Yeah.
because I gotta have my Slurpee. It's a
Oh
daily
my
experience
gosh.
here. Yeah. For those of you that
Oh,
don't know, Winnipeg is the undisputed Slurpee capital of the world. We drink more Slurpees per capita than
I
anywhere
had
else.
I had no idea.
Oh yeah, it's I think it's like 25 years running or something like that.
You're
We actually have
kidding.
a street named Slurpee Way.
You
It's,
do not.
yeah, it's like an honorary street. But yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. I had no idea. But
Yeah.
okay, so they have no Slurpees. So you're gonna go like just kind of do a wander around, like a walk
Yeah,
around and
find my way to the train station. Uh, what's really cool is we take it's sort of like a monorail, but the rail's on the roof. It's a hanging monorail.
oh, okay.
That's how we're going to be getting to the convention center.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's is it high off the ground? Like
Yeah.
is it oh,
Yeah.
so how are you feeling about
Well,
that?
I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm guessing it'd be like riding a train.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah.
That's
So
kind
yeah,
of
I'm kind of
cool.
excited about that.
Yeah. So
But
you
it's
just
weird. What's weird though is so I look at the maps, like Google Maps, and you see it in the Google Maps from the street view. It's hanging from this monorail, hanging down. But
yeah,
then when you follow the train track to it, there's actual tracks. So
like on the ground?
yeah, so and kind of goes underground for a bit. I don't know if it converts to a regular train at some point.
That would be
It's
awesome.
like all of a
Like
sudden
a
I'm on
transformer.
yeah, like I'm on Expedition Everest all of a sudden going backwards because the track's all mangled.
Oh my
So
gosh, that'll be exciting. I can't wait to hear how that is.
yeah, so I'm kind of curious about checking that out. So that's my first day in Tokyo, or evening, afternoon type of thing, late afternoon. So the next day I'm by myself still, and I thought I'd go to I don't know if I can pronounce it. It's Shibuya Crossing. It's like the world's largest crossing.
Hmm.
Very famous. It's like it's in downtown Tokyo or somewhere in Tokyo, and
Hmm.
like 2,000 people cross at the same time or something like that. It's like it's
Oh, you're
massive.
kidding. Like a
Yeah,
street crossing?
yeah, yeah. It's like a
Oh.
pedestrian crosswalk. All the cars stop and everyone crosses at the same time. So and
Be
it
careful.
kind of looks like Times Square almost, like with all the billboards all around it and tourist traps and
Oh, that'd be neat.
yeah, yeah. So I kind of want to check that part out. I'm more interested in more of the modern, upcoming new stuff,
Hmm.
part of Tokyo than I am about the traditional,
Right.
the monks and I'm not. I don't know. That'd be interesting, but I only got so much time, so I want to see there's a robot cafe that's near there where a robot comes and takes your order and comes back with your food.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, yeah. But it turns out that the robots aren't actually real robots. What they are is there's people that either through disability or because they have children at home or whatever, they're actually driving these robots while they're at home. So
Like remote control robots?
yeah,
Like, no way.
yeah. So they talk to you. It's an actual person you're talking to, but it's a robot body, and they'll bring you your water, and they'll come they have like wheels, and they ride around this restaurant.
That is amazing. That's like holy remote work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, so people work from home as a waiter or as a waitress.
That's incredible.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay, see, that's the stuff that's interesting to go and like I know you could spend time doing the historical stuff, but this stuff
yeah,
is yeah. I'd be the same as you. I'd be like all about going to check that out.
yeah. So that's kind of what I want to check on. That's like 20-minute walk from that crossing, and then
Okay.
there's all these different department stores and all type of stuff like that. So it's like the modern version, modern Tokyo, I guess.
Right.
So that's what I'm planning on doing that day. So I think I'm not sure if it's that evening or that the following morning, but my friends all arrived at the hotel. Like we're all
Okay.
kind of they're all coming in from different parts of Japan, and that's the day that everyone else is kind of arriving is the Thursday after the 17th. Uh, the weird thing about Star Wars Celebration, like you think Japan is so advanced, you would think that they would just email us passes that we could put in our Apple Wallet or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh no. We have to go to the convention center and pick up our physical passes and they won't mail them to
No.
you or anything. Yeah.
So it's not even like a virtual
No,
wallet
no,
ticket,
no.
scan the
It's a
QR code. Like,
physical lanyard you wear around your neck that you have to
wow.
show or scan in or whatever. So you have to pick that up. So the convention actually starts Friday, but we're hoping that they're going to open it up on Thursday that you can go pick up your passes. So we're not wasting time the following morning picking up our passes.
Because I would imagine that's going to take like how many people are going to be there? This could take a while
Well,
to
yeah,
go and
I know.
yeah.
I had to do it before for was it a D23 or was I had to do it at one convention and it was really quick picking them up. I picked it up the day before. It was D23. I picked it up the day before and they had different based on your last name and your initial.
Right.
That's what then they had different tables set up. So it was quick. Um
Well,
so I had to
hopefully
do
this is the same.
yeah. Yeah, like I said before, all I hear about is how efficient the Japanese are. So we'll find out on
You'll-
the day before the convention center how efficient they are getting us our lanyards. So yeah, so that's the plan is for all of us to kind of go to the convention center. We can kind of scout out what the convention centers where we have to go to get in the day ahead. That type of stuff really helps when you're especially when you've
yeah.
never been to this convention center before.
Yeah, and then you can just kind of figure out the navigation and where everything is. Now, these friends that you're meeting, are these people you've met through the Star Wars community? Are they friends you've known forever? Are they a mix of both?
So actually, well, you and I are both familiar with WDW Radio.
Yes.
So there was a Star Wars cruise. It was the inaugural Star Wars cruise, and Lou Mangello with the WDW Radio did this cruise, and I don't know what it was, if it was the water on the ship or if we were or whatever. But I got to tell you, I met some of my best friends in my life on that
That's
cruise.
amazing.
Yeah, and it was eight years ago, I think now, that cruise.
Oh my gosh, I
I
love
was getting
that.
the Facebook memories. And almost, yeah, so we kept in touch afterwards, and now we went to London together. We went to D23s together. We went to, you know, Paris. They went to California. I wasn't able to go to that one. I did miss that one. We went to the Florida convention together, like, and we kind of picked up other people from
Along
different
the way.
along the way. Yeah, yeah. So actually, from the Grand Circle Tour, Justin Clark, I met him on that cruise.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah, that's how we met, was on that cruise.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then Scott Clark, who often joins me on the solo show for our roundtable discussions, I met him on that cruise.
That's incredible. I had no idea. That is amazing. I love it when I hear stuff like that. People coming together as but you have this common interest and then it just builds the community.
Yeah, 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 and we've been like great friends, like ever since that one cruise. It's just yeah. So
I love it.
so that's how kind of how I met like the main couple that are, and he's kind of the one that's more or less more organizing. So we all kind of like get in this group chat and like where we're going to stay and we different hotels and all that, and we kind of figure out where we're going and whatnot. Um, so yeah, so then after we pick up our tickets, hopefully, fingers crossed that we can pick them up early and everything goes according to plan. And we're planning that's when we plan to catch the baseball game. Is that
Oh, okay.
Thursday
That
night?
nice.
Yeah, yeah. So and we'll for dinners and all that, we'll just kind of pick up wherever, like
Yeah.
yeah, I'll have some sushi at the baseball game or something.
I trust everybody's pretty laid back in terms of like go with the flow for things like that. Like nobody's regimented that they need to know where they're eating when and stuff like that.
I don't think so. I like honestly. There's the two couples like so Jackson he's going solo
Mhm.
as well as I am, And then there's two couples so the five of us were all together in London.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're bringing in other friends that they've known as well. So the five
That's
of us that were
amazing.
together in London are the five of us that are going again to Tokyo, as well as more people
I
adding
love it.
to the group.
I love it.
Yeah. So then Friday, Saturday, Sunday is Star Wars Celebration. Um, I mean, it is what it is. We're excited for it, but I'm more excited actually just to kind of meet my friends and hang out, and the dinners afterwards, and
Yeah.
the announcements that are going to be made and stuff like that.
That's so true about some of those big events like that. You're excited about the event, but so much of it is wrapped up in the people that you're going to be with and the events that you're going to have afterwards, like the dinner to recap the day and talk about like that's where the fun stuff comes, is
Yeah,
at the end of the day or afterwards with your friends hanging out. That's what so much of these events are about.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what makes them special is the stuff like that.
Yeah.
So then Monday morning, I'm guessing very, very early Monday morning, we're switching hotels, heading to the Disneyland area, to Tokyo
Hmm.
Disneyland. And I'm not sure quite how we're planning on doing this, but we want to be there before rope drop. But we also have
Okay.
to leave our hotels and get to the new hotels and check in, and then go to drop off our luggage, and
Oh,
then go to
right.
Tokyo Disneyland all before rope drop.
How are you going
We'll
to do
s-
that?
I have no idea. That's what the group figured out. And I think
Where?
it's like an hour or two subway or whatever with our luggage, no less.
Oh my
Probably
gosh.
during rush hour. I'm guessing
Yeah.
morning rush hour.
Oh
Uh,
my gosh. And then yeah, you have to pay attention to the subways. I don't think they have elevators. Like it's stairs. I
some
think
do. The major ones have escalators and elevators, but yeah,
yes.
yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
assuming by this time I'm going to be having my two suitcases.
Yeah, because that's why I mentioned it. I'm thinking by this time you're gonna have some merch.
Yeah, yeah, because they're going to have the carry-on hard shell and the
Holy
big
mackerel.
R2D2 massive suitcase that the woman from I think she was from Mexico. She saw me in the bus and she says, "That's the biggest suitcase I've ever seen in my life." It's like the size of R2D2.
That's awesome. Now, where are
So,
you staying? What hotel?
so I'm staying at the Toy Story Hotel.
Oh, I'm so
Yeah,
jealous. That looks
yeah,
so cool.
yeah. It looks like a really fun place. What's weird is Tokyo Disneyland. Like they don't like. I don't know what. It's so weird. You can only book 3 nights or 2 nights or
Mm,
whatever. Like I got 3 park days and 2 nights or something like that. Or
yeah.
you can't extend an extra night, and you
Yeah.
have to.
Did you do a package?
Yeah, I did a package. Yeah, so you get
Right.
like you book your I think I got dining included, and I got like fast pass
Yes.
equivalent, whatever
Unlimited
they.
drinks and whatever. Did you get the drinks included as
I
well?
think I might have picked a popcorn, unlimited popcorn
Oh, okay.
is what I think I might have. Because for the most part, I just drink bottled water. I just drink
Right.
water, so I'm not a big
Yeah.
pop
We had
person.
we had a friend on Isabel who was just there and
Hmm.
she got the drinks one because she was on a mission to try like all the weird kind of different drinks. Like there was a liquid cheesecake.
Oh my gosh.
She
Okay.
said it was really good.
I listened to that podcast. I don't know if I missed that. Well, I see. My mission is to try all different popcorns.
Nice.
But from what I'm hearing is like the popcorn lines get really long. Like they'll have,
Really?
yeah, it's like an hour wait for a thing of popcorn. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, yeah. The best laid plans, but yes, yeah, because
Yeah,
you don't want to spend an hour waiting in line for something when you've got
yeah,
so many, like your limited days and time there.
yeah. Now I am going to be hanging out with my friends who do enjoy the big rides. So
Okay.
so while they go on Thunder Mesa or whatever their
Yeah.
thing is, I could get in line for popcorn.
Oh, perfect. Then
Yeah,
that works.
yeah. So and then we'll just say we'll meet up, whatever, and we have data plans and all that. We can text each other throughout the whole weekend, and
Okay, so you're going to be connected the whole time.
yeah, Well, at least I'll have that a plan. I'm assuming they. We did in London. We were able to communicate in London.
Okay, that's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
except for in the convention center because there were so many people. Communication was not working very well at all in
Oh,
the
yes.
convention center in London.
Yeah. That can
Um,
happen at those big events if too many people are on the Wi-Fi or they're all pinging the same tower or whatever, and then all of a
yeah,
sudden it's like cell service goes down.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So then the next day is Tokyo Disney Sea, and our plan is to, same type of thing. We got everything booked already, our meals booked and our fast passes type thing all booked
Yeah.
together and all that. And then the third day is Tokyo Disney Sea as well.
That's awesome.
And I'm not sure if it's that day or the next morning. I think it's that night or that day. Anyway, we got to switch hotels because you can't stay at a Disney-owned hotel for more than a couple of
So
nights.
silly.
It is
Especially for people that are coming this far.
Yeah, yeah. I don't understand it at all.
Yeah. So then where do you go after that? You're moving on to a different hotel.
Right. So I got a hotel that's right next door to the Toy Story Hotel.
Oh, okay.
I should be able to see it if my window faces it. That hotel. It's like literally right next door. They use the same subway station and all that, or monorail station. It's the Tokyo Bay Aruka,
Okay.
AKURA hotel. So it's an easy move. It's just drag my suitcase across the street. It's not even across the street. It's the same side. It's just,
Okay. So
yeah.
it's an
I
easy
think
move
I
for
think I have to
you.
go up the driveway and then walk back down again or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
at
now
least
that's
it adds to the experience. It's something additional
true,
to
but oh my
experience,
gosh,
but what
dragging
a
them
pain.
suitcases around, what a pain. Yeah. So this takes me to Thursday, April 24th. When I switched this hotel, my friends are all leaving and they're going to a different part of Tokyo altogether.
Okay.
It was a communication thing. I said, "Where are you guys staying after we get kicked out of the Disney hotels?" He said- so they were going to the not the Holiday Inn, the Hilton.
Okay.
Well, I thought they were staying at the Hilton Tokyo Bay, which is like right in the same area. Well, no, they're staying at the Hilton that's 2 hours away by,
Oh.
by subway. But they're staying later than I am. Like they're staying like the whole weekend type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to be by myself at that hotel in that Tokyo area. This is going to be my final day because I leave the following Friday. Like the next day I leave.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
move hotels and
Yeah.
then you're going back to the park that one day?
That's what I'm kind of thinking. I might go to Tokyo Disneyland on my own for
Right.
that final day.
And
So,
then you leave the next morning, like you're on a flight the next morning.
well, the next afternoon, the
Wow.
flight leaves at 5:30 or whatever. So I plan on leaving like around noon, just to make sure I get to the
Yeah.
airport on time and all that. Make sure I take the right subways or the bus
Yeah.
or whatever. I think there's a shuttle bus that goes from the hotel straight to the airport.
Okay, that would be handy.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll check in with them, like what time should I leave and all that with my flights at this time. And yeah, so I leave the next day. So that's my plan. So I'll have 2 days, one day at Tokyo Disneyland, 2 days at Tokyo Disney Sea, and then one more day at Tokyo Disneyland by myself.
Perfect.
Which is I really enjoy doing the parks on my own as well.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Me
and
too.
I find like I enjoy going to all the shows, and a lot of people don't enjoy the shows. They do the thrill rides type of thing. So it would give me a
Yep.
chance to kind of do that. In Paris, I had several days on my own at at Paris Disneyland, and I really enjoyed those days on my own. I'm glad I did them. At the same time, I kind of wish I did more days in Paris.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm hoping I'm not going to be. I wish I spent more time in Tokyo and less time at Tokyo Disney.
Yeah.
So we'll find out when I get home. But
Well,
that's
you'll
my
see.
plan.
Yeah.
I just don't really want to be traveling around by myself and
Yep.
the day before
Yeah.
I leave.
No, I get it. I
I
get
mean, yeah, Japan's an island. I can't get lost, can I?
it.
If I get to the water, I got to turn around and go the other way.
Yeah, you went the wrong way.
So yeah, I fly home. The flight leaves at 5:25. Let's say 5:30. This time Air Canada, and I use my Aeroplan points for
Nice.
this. And again, the deluxe seat or the premium seat with only the
Good.
two seats with the you get the full size blanket and everything and the real pillow and all that. Mind you, I don't know if Air Canada does that, but United does. I think United has better amenities kit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what though? I think on Air Canada for those long haul flights, they do. I think their amenities are better for the longer flights.
Yeah, but I don't think they're as good as United.
No,
From what I'm
probably
watching
not.
on YouTube. From what I'm
Probably
watching.
not.
Yeah. I'm in Vancouver with a 3 hour layover. I get into Vancouver same day, not 2 days later.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, you gain time on the way back.
Yeah, so I actually arrive in Vancouver at 10 in the morning
Okay.
after leaving at 5 in the afternoon. So I'll be back home at 6 p.m. is
That's
the
amazing.
yeah, if you know how flights are these days, if everything
I
works out.
know. Knock wood,
Yeah,
everything, kind of goes according to plan. Although by that time, hopefully all the snow craziness is done.
yeah.
I'm hopeful that we got all our big storms out of the way before then. Um, so fingers crossed.
Yeah, I mean
Wow.
Easter's hit or miss.
It's hit or miss. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
truly, yeah.
I think
Oh,
Vancouver is
Sting
okay, but Winnipeg might be it's
might
hit
be.
or miss. I mean, I've had 3 feet of snow Easter weekend.
Yeah. At
So,
least your flights are on far enough ends of the Star Wars event that you'll get there. You'll
yeah,
get there. It's just you risk sort of, I guess, on the way home, it's not as bad, right? Like if you're delayed on the way home, you're just coming back to go to work. So who cares?
yeah,
Right?
and I have a few days off before I go back to work
Oh,
too.
perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I don't think I go back to work until I think Wednesday or Thursday, maybe even.
Oh, nice. So you have some time. So really, it's just the flights there that are the ones that you really want to make sure you're on top of.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean it's a tight itinerary.
I'm tired just listening. Like, I'm one of those people. I think I'd want like rest days in between or something. You're like, go, go, go.
Well, I have like a rest day the day I get into Tokyo. That's kind of like a rest day, and I'll probably do laundry that day.
Yeah,
The
but
day I
that's not much
land.
of a rest.
But-
Like,
and it's easy to say, well, I'll do laundry that day. Well, I've only been there for 2 days only. How much laundry am
yeah.
I going to have? And then after that, it is go 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 every day because like Star Wars Celebration is you got to get up early, you got to get there, and afterwards you're
Yeah.
going out for dinner, and by the time you get back to your room, you're out. You know,
Yeah. It's funny. People don't realize when you do those events like that, I love them, but they're exhausting.
yeah.
Like after a couple of days, you're there morning till night, and then you're regrouping with your friends at night. All that excitement and adrenaline, you sleep like a log, but it's tiring.
Oh, I slept through panels that I was really interested in seeing before. I completely slept through panels. I stood in line one time waiting to get into a panel, and I fell asleep while standing.
Oh my gosh!
And my two friends that were with me, one of whom is actually coming on this trip and also came to London. He said him and the other one, Peter and Jimmy, were kind of had their hands on either side of me, waiting for me to collapse. They said I was literally snoring while I was standing there.
Oh my gosh! Yes, that is the poster for how tiring it can be.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that is
So
so exciting. I'm really excited to hear about your trip when you get back.
yeah, I'm excited to come back and tell you all about it.
Yes. So we'll have to schedule, we'll get better at scheduling because you know what we're like.
Well, you got a few months to plan.
We got a
It's
few
not
months
till
to plan. Yes, for sure. So
it'll
that'll
be
be
into May, pretty
in
much. Star
May.
Wars weekend. There we go. That's your Star Wars.
There
Talk.
we go. That could be my Star Wars podcast.
Yeah, yeah. What happened at Star Wars Celebration? The big announcements. Do you have a prediction? What do you think they're going to announce at Star Wars Celebration this year? They
I have
always
no
announce
idea.
something.
I know, but I'm so terrible at predictions. Like maybe they're going to do like a new Han Solo movie. And
I'd be all for that.
me too. He's
Yeah,
still so amazing.
yeah.
Did you hear? So I haven't seen the movie, but apparently he's in this new superhero movie as a bad guy,
I'm
Harrison
going
Ford.
this afternoon.
Are you?
Yeah,
I hear
yeah.
it's
I got my
very good.
tickets. Actually, what time is it? Oh, I got another hour yet.
All right. I
Yeah,
hear it's fabulous and I hear he looks good in it. Because
yeah,
he still does. For an old guy, he's not so bad.
yeah, yeah.
What's
I
your
think
prediction?
Well, I'm thinking they're going to announce either a TV series or a movie that is going to shock us. Like not so much shock us, but when no one's going to have any idea about.
Ooh, something totally out of the blue.
Yeah, yeah. So like
Mm,
Skeleton Crew kind of was the last time they made these like Skeleton. Who was expecting a kids
hmm
Star Wars TV series? I mean, I guess people could have guessed that, but who would have guessed it was so good?
Yeah.
Like Skeleton Crew is such an amazing series.
I haven't watched it.
Oh, you got to watch it.
I know I listened to a couple of your episodes when you were talking about it, and I was like, I gotta stop. I actually have to go and watch it so that I can appreciate these episodes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Wow.
so I don't know. Who knows what they're going to announce? Maybe they're going to announce a Star Wars land. I
Oh,
doubt it, but
you never know.
the way they're making changes at Disneyland Galaxy's Edge
Yeah.
makes me think it's not doing like they thought it would.
Do you think it's only in California that it's
I
not doing as the same?
I think Florida might be better off than California is as far as
Yeah.
attendance to that land
Yeah.
is what
Yeah.
my feeling is. Just
Well,
because like they're introducing Mandalorian into the park, they're introducing these walking robots, they're
yeah.
introducing uh, Grogu into the park. They seem to be trying different gimmicks. Now they're talking about they're going to change the timeline, perhaps, or
Hmm.
so maybe that's going to be an announcement. Maybe that they're going to announce that they're changing the timeline in the Disney parks for Galaxy's Edge.
Maybe.
Yeah, I could see that.
I can't wait. You're gonna have to fill us in when you come home.
Yeah,
It'll
yeah,
be
for sure.
exciting.
It'll be
Carrie will want to hear
old
it
news
too.
by then. It'll be
Yeah.
old news by the time I come back. But yeah,
Yeah, but I know so many of our listeners like they're not on top of the pulse of the Star Wars universe. So this will be good updates for them and to hear how you enjoyed the parks. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on them.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, we're excited for you. Now, I forgot to ask you before we started, do you have pixie dust this week? Something that brought you some joy this week? I
Oh,
didn't even prep you before it. I'm usually really good, and then because I'm completely not organized, I forgot to message you and say, "Don't forget."
so this afternoon after I come back from the movie or this evening, whatever, we're going to be recording the Grand Circle Tour podcast, and we do what's called a waltz up, where we kind of it's the same idea. We
Yes.
try to keep it Disney related as to what our waltz up is. So
Yes.
my waltz up tonight when we record is going to be that I was on the Pixie fan podcast, Pixie Does
Ah.
podcast. So my waltz up tonight is going to be easy.
Yeah. Love it.
So that might be my cheap scapegoat.
There you go. That
Yeah.
works.
So my pixie dust tonight is that I have a waltz up for tonight.
There you go. See, that worked.
There you go. How about you? What's your pixie dust?
Mine is so this week I discovered that my treadmill that I've had for like 20 years finally just died. And it probably I don't leave my desk very much. I work a lot, so I'm always at my desk, but I need to move more. So I finally I gave up and went on Amazon and bought one of those walking pads. So it's been one day because I have a sit stand desk.
Hmm.
It's been one day. I got the walking pad. I was very nervous about
Hang
it.
on. What's a walking pad?
So it's basically like a baby treadmill. So it's just the
Okay.
treadmill part, the I don't know what you call it, but just the
Hmm.
the thing you walk on, but it's very short. Like it's not like a treadmill. You're not meant to run on it. And you can slide it under your desk when you're standing and just walk while I saunter. I was a little nervous about it because I'm not that coordinated. But I did it for like an hour yesterday and I didn't fall off. So
Okay. See,
yay.
the problem with that is you have no place to hang your clothing now. Because with a
Exactly.
treadmill, you got a place to hang your clothes all the time.
Exactly. And believe me, I was. So
That's
we'll
what they're
see
used
how
for,
this
aren't they?
goes. But it's been a day, and so far so good. There's been no injuries. So and I got some extra steps in yesterday. So we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you posted how that goes.
Okay, so next time we record, when we do the recap, I'll ask you how your walking treadmill's doing.
Yes. Now, let's a reminder for everyone, Stan. Where can everybody find you?
So the solo show is the podcast. It's it's like a pop culture podcast. We
Mm-hmm.
started off being a Disney only podcast, but I was already doing Disney only at Grand Circle Tour. So we do talk Disney, but we do talk other things as well.
Yes. And you have some fascinating stuff on there. Like your episodes are really interesting.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Like a recent one that came out, which would be probably, we're bi-weekly. We're not a weekly, just like you are.
Yeah.
So we had David Bossert. He's an Academy Award member. He's a member of the Academy. He's a member of the Academy. So he's kind of one of the ones that votes for the movie of the year, the picture of the year, the actor, and all that. So I had him on to kind of ask him, like, what's the process? And more importantly, how do I become a member?
It was interesting.
Yeah. So I try to do different things like that and whatnot. And then the Grand Circle Tour podcast is pretty much, for the most part, Disney only. The odd time we squeeze in a Universal topic or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very similar to this podcast where you have like tips or you have trip reports or you have predictions, shows, all sorts of different topics on
Fun
that
stuff.
one. Yeah. So if you're a Disney fan, I would say Grand Circle Tour would be the one to listen to. If you're interested in Disney and others stuff, in Solo Show might be something you'd be interested in.
Perfect. They should listen to both.
They're even better.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Stan, so much for making time to come and record and tell us about your trip plans. And I can't wait to hear all about it when you're back.
Looking forward to it.
Safe travels.
Thanks for listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode.
Make sure you're following us on your favorite podcast player so you'll get a new episode every week. And find us on social media too. We'd love to hear from you.
Till next time, remember, you are never too old to be young. Chase your dreams and design your own happily ever after.